can't get sick of Berenice.
Well, Anton, let me begin by asking
However,
that.
she is sick of me.
Is this the easiest acting job you've ever had to do? Because your job is to fall in love with her, and that cannot be a difficult job to do.
No, it's all jokes aside and suggestive gestures aside, the reason it's easy to do this job is because Berenice is as it's weird,
It's always weird when you're talking about the person sitting right next to
the
you.
warmth and kindness and intelligence and grace that Berenice has as a human being that you see on screen, you see off screen, and so I just felt so good and so comfortable being around her all the time. Like I do now. Like whenever I see Berenice, I feel instantly comfortable, which is not the case when people are so externally beautiful that they are internally beautiful as well. It's probably more often the case that they're not, and that's where challenges probably happen at work. But I just felt so good because Berenice is the best.
How did you feel working with Anton and having the role of
I love you.
having the job of sort of seducing him on screen?
That was cool. I loved it. I seduced you with some tasting wine and
Baguettes.
wine and cheese and
Baguettes.
yeah.
Things that all French people.
All the time.
Everyone just always eating baguettes.
No, we have such a great. We have such a great connection, and it's so cool and it's so important too because then the magic can take on
Right.
screen. So I was so happy Anton was doing that movie and that we got to work together.
What is it that Ariel sees in Brian? What is that attraction for her?
For her, I think it's like when you fall in love with someone. There's no really, the intellect is not there really. You have a connection.
It's a gut feeling.
Yeah, a gut feeling, and then little by little, she meets him at several occasions between 5 to 7. And from what the person says, what the person is, you understand in yourselves, and it's obvious, and there's no really reason why, that the person feeds you at every important levels, spirituality, sense of humor, point of view of life, just who he is. He's pure, he's authentic, is non-conventional for her,
Yeah.
And everything else is just reasons you cannot explain. You don't want to explain.
Right, absolutely. Well, and for Brian, I mean, obviously he's attracted to this woman, but it goes against his moral code to kind of get involved in this,
Right.
and of course makes the decision to go against his moral code. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brian is relatively conservative ultimately, and it's surprising to me as someone who isn't to really understand that people are that conservative. To me, if you say when two people are in love, really in love, institutional love seems false in comparison. Now, what is really in love, I don't know, but institutionalized things for me are never as important as what is perceived as genuine. But for Brian, there really is this institution of marriage and how you do it and what you're supposed to do. And what he doesn't realize is that ultimately what he has to contend with is feeling and the end of that feeling. It's not marriage. It's not the institution of a heterosexual couple in marriage. It's that what we all have to contend with as humans, regardless of who we are and where we are from, is that things end that we care about. And how do we live with that? And how do we make decisions knowing that? And that's kind of a profound thing. It's much more profound than anything he was thinking about at the beginning of his journey.